Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live. I'm so happy and pleased you can be here with me as. Uh, Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me for this live. I'm so happy and pleased to celebrate reaching 50,000 subscribers. I never thought I would reach this milestone when I started the channel. So it's quite phenomenal. And I'm so pleased as well that it happened right on the cusp of Valentine's Day. I thought it'd be quite apt to reach the milestone on that special day. And then it was 2 minutes to midnight and I was counting it down. I think I only needed 5 more subscribers. So I kept refreshing the page and then we reached it, and it's just such a lovely feeling. I've been looking at your comments. Thank you very much for congratulating me. And I just want to say sorry, I'm so pale. I'm using my laptop webcam and it's making me look more white than I normally am. Oh, I'm so glad you all can join. Thank you. So I thought I would do a countdown of my top 10 movies I've watched for the channel so far, what stuck with me, what I enjoyed the most, and what surprised me as well about some of the films I watched for the first time. So I thought I would start. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I hope you can all hear me fine. I'm going to let more people come in before I start. Actually, I don't want to jump the gun on it because it is only 7:31. Do you know, outside today, it was such a nice day in Ontario. And then I was doing some cooking and I looked outside and the fog, the mist, you wouldn't believe it. You can't even see the street lamps, which is kind of crazy, but it also makes it feel quite cozy as well. So it's a nice evening to do a live with you all. Nice reading the comments. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, 50,000 subscribers. I remember like vividly the moment the channel got 40. I think E.T. was the first film I watched for the channel, and that might have bumped me up to 40. And I just thought, oh, how exciting! Someone's watching me, and now, and now 50,000 of you have joined. It's absolutely amazing. I would love at some point in the future, of course, to reach 100,000, but this is a tremendous milestone so far. Oh, I love you guys putting out what you hope is on the list. Oh. Yeah, I'm all grown up now. I am. Yeah, a couple of minutes and then I'll jump straight in with it all. Nice day to do it today as well because I realized is it the new year for the Chinese zodiac? It's the year of the fire horse. I was reading up a bit about that earlier, and it's a cool animal with nice connotations for the year ahead. So it feels like a new beginning for the channel as well as it rolling into the Chinese New Year. So that's really lovely. Or the new zodiac. Oh, David, that is so kind of you. Thank you very much for that donation. Do you know, I have seen Forrest Gump. What a beautiful film. I watched it when I was quite young, and I remember my mum was watching it downstairs and it was all dark and it was past my bedtime. And I was going up the stairs and she pulled me back down and said, no, you must watch this line. And it was right at the start. So it was the laugh as like a box of chocolates. And I loved it, but I didn't quite get it. And my mum was laughing, and I remember laughing along, thinking, oh, you know, it's meant to be funny. And so when I was old enough to watch it, that was one of the first movies I watched, and it was just beautiful. So I can't do it for the channel, I'm afraid, but thank you for the donation. And I love that movie. It's a very special film, actually. It's just so original. Amazing. So, yes, welcome everybody. I'm going to jump straight in with some honourable mentions before I start the official list. So, the first one, I've got visual aids as well. So, I've done some posters, and these are all movies I've done for the channel so far. And I went all the way back to the very beginning. The first honourable mention is, can you see? The Exorcist. Now, this was the first movie for the channel. It was the third movie I filmed, but it was the first one that really bumped up my channel, so people were aware that I had started it. I just want to say thank you to the Haster for your lovely donation. Thank you. Any plans on Rambo 2 and 3? Do you know, I want to do a month of sequels, so I'll have to consider that for sure. Rambo was a great movie. Loved it. It was much deeper than I thought it was going to be. And Annie Anonymous, thank you so much. Now you hit the big time where we see collabs. Oh, I would love to do collabs. Absolutely. And I think I might stand more of a chance now that I'm in Canada. Mind you, it can always be done remotely too, but I would love to do a collab with anybody who would like to do one with me. That would be really fun. And Dan, thank you so much. My goodness, that is a really, really, really big, kind donation. I am so touched. Thank you. And I love your congratulative message. Thank you. Cheers. So I wanted to do a shout out for The Exorcist. This was the first movie that, because it came out, of course, around Halloween, it was recommended in some other people's videos. So it sort of like propelled the channel up. And I didn't know what to expect. I had heard it was the scariest movie ever made. People fainted watching it. I was aware of that. I just didn't know how moving it was going to be, especially at the end. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, oh my goodness, I'm getting big donations, and I just want to say a massive thank you to Bruce. Thanks. I'm so pleased you guys can be a part of the channel and Patreon as well. And Jason, thank you. That is tremendously kind of you. Very, very kind indeed. So with The Exorcist, I learned through the comments. So thank you so much for when you give me information as well about the directors and the authors, how interesting William Blatty was, who wrote the book, and then of course William Friedkin, who directed it. I loved how it pushed the importance of faith, in particular with this movie, Catholicism, and just from being brought up Catholic, it reminded me of how I felt about it as a child and how you can have a different relationship with it as an adult. It was very sad how Reagan suffered so much. And I love the fact that her mum advocated for her, didn't give up on her. I found it very moving at the end with Father Karras and Father Merrin. I even shed a tear watching it. Like I couldn't believe this was happening in such, a shocking horror movie. And then, of course, Father Karras at the end, giving his life. I just loved it. I thought it was 10 out of 10. And I did quite a bit of research about it afterwards, which I always like a film that makes you, think so much. So the next honourable mention is, I want to do the theme song, but I shan't. Let me show you. Oh, it's Pirates. No, I watched this so recently for the channel. And oh boy, I was just so delighted with it. I thought everything about Captain Jack Sparrow was just so dreamy and entertaining. I thought the music, the fight scenes, everybody in the cast just was shining material. So it didn't make it into my top 10, but it's certainly a movie I would like to watch time and time and time again. Thank you, Yvonne, so much. That is a lovely message. Oh, that's nice. Your most enjoyed one is Return of the Jedi. I love that. Dark Man will probably come to the channel later. That's a nice one to consider. Thank you. So yeah, Pirates was amazing. And I just thought, where have I been all my life? What, missing out on it. And I can't wait to watch the next 3, which I think I will do for the channel. I've heard the second one is, just as good, if not better than the first one. It was amazing. And if I ever get to Disneyland, I should like to ride the ride. So the last honorable mention is Guardians of the Galaxy. So I want you all to know as well, whilst we're on the theme of Marvel, next week I'll be releasing my Doctor Strange reaction. So I'm getting back on the bus with Marvel, which is really exciting. I can't wait to jump back into it. And Guardians of the Galaxy, it was just so refreshing. There was like nothing else of the Marvel movies I had watched. The soundtrack was amazing. And then Star-Lord dancing at the start. I just knew it was going to be full of flavor and fun. Loved Gamora, Zoe Saldana. She's one of my favorite actresses. And then I loved the character of it's Drax, isn't it? Because he just was unintentionally funny. I think he was a little bit on the spectrum, perhaps, and that just made the collection of characters wonderful. I found Groot amazing, and when he sacrifices himself, that's so touching at the end. And then if you remember, before that happens, all these little like almost like fireflies of light come off of him, and it was such a beautiful scene in the movie. I thought they balanced the emotion with the action and the humor so well. And the ending as well, when Star-Lord, Peter, I could cry now thinking about it, when Gamora's there. I'm gonna cry. And she says, reach my hand. And then he has the flashback to his mum in the hospital saying, give me your hand. It just like cracked open my heart. I loved it. And when a movie can make you feel so many things in a sort of quiet build up, you don't realize how emotionally attached you're becoming to these characters until a moment like that. It was really special. And then I just loved the second one as well. And the message of the movie too, your family is who you choose. And I loved how they were all misfits. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy has a special place in my heart. And now I feel I'm going to move on to the official top 10 list. So I've made notes to help me. Are we ready? I don't know if my list might take some of you by surprise, but here we go. So coming in hot at number 10, it is, can you see, Dumb and Dumber? No, this movie knocked me off my socks. I almost broke the chair I was on from like swaying to the side with my laughter as I watched it. I couldn't believe how funny it was. It was a dream to just enjoy this 90s film. Jim Carrey in the 90s, and Jeff Daniels as well was fantastic, but Jim Carrey was just amazing. Love the silliness of it. I love the the fighting scene with the canes, the mouth spray, hitting the enemy, and oh my gosh, the toilet scene towards the end was one of the funniest, most shocking things I've ever seen. I loved that movie. And then it was just so nice as well when they got all the monies, when they became rich. It wasn't really their money, was it? And then they all could live it up large. And the relationship between the two of them, it was very endearing. They kind of were like children, I suppose. And I just love the mannerisms, the quirkiness, the side quests they would go on. I'm just reading your comments now. I know, the spray to the side, it was just, and then, the budgie regard when the head fell off and the little blind kids petting it. It was just so, outrageous, but I thought it'd be funny. Had no idea it was that funny. So it was just nice to enjoy that and let go as well, and just feel, some of my laughs were so like high pitched and wheezy. Actually, I remember afterwards I had to find my inhaler because I was just, loving it so much. Oh dear. Sorry, I just realized my iPad might die. So the next movie I'm going on to number 9 is, can you see? 12 Angry Men. Now, this is a film I have been recommended for many years. Oh, Romero, thank you so much. That is very kind of you. Have I watched Eastwood's Bridges, Madison County yet? No, but I've heard that's wonderful. So I must check it out. And I think it's got a bit of a Western theme, has it not? So that would be nice to check out. And I should have said at the start, RIP to Robert Duvall, because he was such a lovely, lovely actor. And it's reminded me I want to watch Lonesome Dove at some point, maybe for myself, not the channel, but that was sad news to hear of his passing. But he reached 95 years of age, which is an amazing triumph, isn't it, of life, to just, die peacefully in your sleep. That's all we can ever hope for. So 12 Angry Men, it was just marvelous. Oh, wow. Hadakin, thank you. Thank you so much for your congratulations. And I'm pleased I'm one of your favourite reactors. I shall keep it up. Absolutely. I'm just so on a roll with the channel now. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you. So 12 Angry Men, I had heard it was filmed in one room, but I wasn't too sure how that would be done. It was just, it was seamless. It was a masterpiece, and the script, it felt like it was so clearly a movie everybody should watch at least once in their lifetime. I feel children, or older children at school, should watch. That should be kind of compulsory. And the themes of it completely transcends time or place, and just emphasize the importance of morality in man. I loved it. Yeah, it portrayed men and their morals, and I think every different facet of mind of mankind was portrayed in the different characters. We understood their motives. Some we agreed with, others we certainly wouldn't have. And it showed as well to stand by your virtues and not let bullies sort of run the space if you ever come and, across something like that, especially when someone's life is on the line and it's so vital to think cognitively. I thought the film was outstanding. And the acting, it was Henry Fonda, wasn't it? And Lee J. Cobb in particular, those two were just unreal. I forgot it was a movie when watching it, and I loved the headshots as well, especially when the men would give their verdict, and it was sort of like their head was in a box, and the heat of the room as well. It was like palpable how stressful the situation was. And also, yes, it was a social commentary of America at the time, which for myself as a Brit, I found it very interesting. It was an amazing movie, very important. Okay, so coming in next is number 8. Are we ready for it? I hope my iPad doesn't die. It is. Oh, I'm excited to share this one with you. Return of the Jedi is number 8. Do you know, I tell you now, I might cry talking about the ending of this film, because it moved me so much. And I felt like I was finally part of the Star Wars journey, and I understood why everybody adores the franchise. And trust me, I didn't ever think I would feel this way about Star Wars and the lead up to it as well. I just fell in love with all the characters, and in particular, episode 6, because the relationship between Luke and Yoda was so wonderful. I love films when there's like a mentor shining the light, guiding the way, like in the Karate Kid and whatnot. And Yoda was just obviously so wise, so patient, and he knew what Luke needed before Luke did. And Luke learns about his father from Yoda, and then he watches him die. And it was so clearly a big, steep learning curve for Luke. And he totally heeded everything he learned from Yoda. Leia rescuing Han from the carbonite. Oh, Donnie, thank you. That's so kind of you. Oh man, would you consider reacting to the Iron Claw? I have to tell you, that's the one with the handsome one from High School Musical, Zac Efron, isn't it? I watched that movie, The Iron Claw, at the cinema that was when I was living in Croydon, which is a really sort of crummy part of London, and I thought I might have to leave the cinema because I was crying so much. And I came out and my mascara is just, down my face. It was the most surprisingly beautiful film. So I'm sorry I've watched it already. I can't do it for the channel, but I share your love of it. It was outstanding. And as soon as I came out, I was telling everybody, you need to watch this movie. You need to watch this movie. It doesn't matter if you're not into wrestling or anything, you've got to watch it. So thank you for the donation. And do you remember Han was in the carbonite and then Leia's there in her costume, her disguise, and then she takes off the helmet and it's like, oh, and it was sweet because Han was vulnerable in that moment and Leia was just altogether amazing. And then of course Luke and Leia realizing they were siblings. That was such a great part of the story. And then realizing together, it was just great cinema, really original as well. I feel like maybe some stories have copied it since then, but that was the first time I've ever come across a storyline as such. So it was wonderful. Now, Luke's faith in the goodness of Darth Vader. I remember watching it and he was saying, I can change him. He's good. He's got good in him. Gary, thank you so much. That's such a lovely celebration donation. Thank you. And I felt bad afterwards because I was saying, oh, Luke, you silly boy, don't be so, what's the word? No, I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean? Wishful thinking. And then, of course, I was completely proven wrong and Luke was right and he was so stoic about it. Oh, East Pixlin, thank you so very much. While Winter Olympics are still on, Miracle with Kurt Russell. Yes, that's the ice hockey movie, isn't it? I saw a poster for that recently. Thank you so much for the donation. It would be cool to do a movie a bit to do with the Olympics, the Winter Olympics rather. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and get through this without crying, but I couldn't believe the ending when Darth Vader kills Palpatine, and it just gets me choked up thinking how Luke is on the floor, isn't he? Like withering, and he's like, Father. And then you can see, Darth Vader's got the mask on, but you know what's going through his mind. What will he decide to do? And at the end, I thought it was so moving. Oh, thank you so much, Trout Fly Fisher. What a great name. Thank you. That is very kind. Have I seen Friday Night? It's a good one for spooky season. It's one all-time favorite vampire movie. Oh no, I haven't. I would love to cover more films coming up to Halloween like this year. So that's a nice one to consider if it's vampires. Thank you so much for the donation. That's really, really generous. And in particular with Return of the Jedi at the end when Vader takes off his helmet, and again he's just so vulnerable, isn't he? And he's breathing into his apparatus really slow. And then Luke's so caring for him. Oh, and then Luke says, I can save you. And Vader says, you already have. I loved it. Anytime I think about it, I start crying. And then at the end with the ghosts, when Luke, well, the celebration is so nice at the end with the music, isn't it? And then the Ewoks like playing on the on the helmets. It's all really good fun, and it's nice that that's the end, like they won. Oh, Dan, thank you so much. You put, I never cried at the end of Return of the Jedi until I watched it along with you. Oh, thank you. Well, sorry I made you cry, but it was the deepest thing to feel it. I couldn't believe it, but that got me choked up. And then it is the moment when Luke turns and sees his dad, but as the young Anakin, join the ghosts of Yoda and is it Qui-Gon Jinn? Did I say that right finally? But the three men, the characters who are so proud of him, and it's like, to me, oh, it was like his father being accepted into heaven. I just found it so emotional, loved it, and it made me really excited for the next Star Wars films to then learn more about Anakin and like how on earth did he end up in the predicament he was in to becoming Darth Vader, which was nice to find out, but it was just such a highlight to me about the love of a parent, you know, the unconditional love from a parent, but also how children can save their parents. And maybe the parent didn't even realize they needed that or it was possible. It was beautiful. It was so great. So, oh, and also just, I want to say, it was quite clear to me from the little understanding I know about the hero's journey and Joseph Campbell, like pioneering the idea of the hero's journey, that George Lucas went with that. And the whole saga was just like pitch perfect on that note. It was a real adventure and satisfying as well at the end. So before the iPad dies, the next one, what have we got? Number 7. Lucky number 7. It is a war movie, a British war movie. Haha. Can you see? 1917. Oh gosh, wasn't this movie like so original in the long one? I know it wasn't one long, they edited it so seamlessly and beautifully, but the one long cinematic shot, I've never seen that before ever done in cinema. Sam Mendes just I don't know where he got the idea for it, but he excels at it and executed it so well. But a lot of work went into that movie because I watched after the film, like a half-hour documentary about the making of and the choreography behind the actors knowing the marks of where they had to go so that the camera could follow them. You know, it was planned meticulously well. And the characters as well, like me being a Brit, I was so proud of the soldiers, Blake and Schofield, especially the two boys who were the lead actors. I love the accents. I also love the fact that the movie captured Black and Sikh soldiers, which I hadn't seen in any other World War I movies done before. And that was very much, you know, the reality of the war, and who was involved and who fought for Britain. So I'm glad that the movie covered that as well. Love that. Captain Hammer Corporal, thank you so much. A small bribe for Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. I'll be sure to check that out. I love the name of it. It sounds like a raucous, joyful time. Thank you very much for the donation. That's very kind of you. So me being a Brit, I am going to favour 1917. I've watched quite a few war films for the channel, but the journey the boys went on, the plot is quite simple when you think about it. Not all they have to do is deliver the letter, but that is essentially what they got to do. And then the difficulties they face, the different terrains, and how the landscape changes from being, you know, mud and skeletons and no man's land to being pleasant countryside, empty fields aside from a few cows. And then you had the French town, was it Escut, the French town where the flares were going off, and then the loom of the buildings and the shadows, and Schofield just running for his life through it. And then it almost looked like fireworks, everything going off into the sky. It was mesmerizing. I loved that movie. And I made a note saying Blake's death. Do you remember when the airplane came up and then crashed down? That was like amazing piece of cinema. And they were compassionate for the German soldier. And then Blake died because of it. And it's that act alone just highlighted how cruel war can be. And I loved it so very much. In particular, the scene where Schofield is in the stream, and you think he might even die there. And then he finds it in him to like crawl up the bank, and he follows the sound of the singing to finally find the British soldiers. I couldn't believe that moment. And then with the cherry blossom and the singing, again, it looks very peaceful. And then you just know what happened 10 minutes earlier, and you can't believe it. Ryan, thank you so much. That's a very, very kind donation. I just wanted to know if you could react to either a Civil War movie, Cold Mountain, or Ride with the Devil. Congratulations. Funny you should mention Cold Mountain, because that is a movie I've wanted to watch. I've read the book, and I love the book. I read that, I think I was 17. And I might be doing the final part of a poll on Patreon very soon, the second part of a poll, and that might be included. I was thinking that might be included for that one. So if everyone votes for it, then you got it. But it's a great movie to consider. I'm glad you're a fan of that one. Thank you. And oh yes, with 1917, I just loved the cast as well. Like Mark Strong and Benedict Cumberbatch, they had small roles in it. But still, I felt very proud as a Brit watching that movie. And the last scene, that was one of the best things I've ever watched in movies ever. Do you remember Schofield coming up the bank and running? And even the extras were like crashing into him, and he kept going. It was mesmerizing. Romero, thank you so much. Emotional when watching certain films, empathic. Yeah, I do get emotional. I've always been an emotional person, I suppose. And then just watching films that pull at my heart, I don't know, I just feel it very deeply. I think that also comes from me. I like writing, and I've always found writing from a character's perspective it comes more naturally to me than thinking about a plot and like a world to write in. It's always character driven for me. And I suppose I just feel people's emotions quite a lot, which can be difficult in real life. And then in movies, that's what I also like about it. You don't have to put in a boundary, or you don't have to halt your response. You can truly just let it touch you in whatever way it comes to you. That's probably one of the nicest things I've realized from starting the channel and watching all these different movies I wouldn't normally watch. I've found like a release of feelings, or whether I can't what's the word, associate with it, or I can't I haven't personally gone through anything like what the character's gone through, and yet it's like an invitation to try and understand someone else's struggles, which is also a good skill, I think, to learn. If you not everyone's been through everything, but you can still be empathic and considerate to others. Yeah, I love the movies. And then sometimes I think, oh no, I'm going to cry again. But I also feel myself when I react. and I do it with you guys, and I feel, even though it's like a camera lens, I feel like I'm watching it with all of you, and it's almost like we're all in the same room together, and I don't feel I need to be embarrassed about anything, which is a very nice feeling. And it's because of all your lovely responses and encouragement that makes me feel that way. So I just want to say thanks, because just the support is what's shaping the channel and shaping my reaction. So thank you. Endless Biryani. Oh my God, what a great name. Thank you so much. Huzzah to the Queen of YouTube movie reactions, 50k milestone. Thank you so much. That's very kind. The UK somehow became colder and shitter since you moved to Canada. I've heard it's been raining non-stop, so sorry about that. That's really kind. Thank you very much. And so let's hit it with number 6. Yeah, number 6. I hope this stays alive. Oh, Dances with Wolves. Dances with Wolves. Look at Two Socks and Lieutenant Dunbar. Oh, Zach Downey, thank you. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Oh, I've heard that's good. Emotional and hilarious. Worth a watch. My favourite movie. Nice. I feel like that was a book to start with, was it? And thanks for asking about Canada. It's really good. The snow has hit me by surprise, and like you go to like the shopping mall and the parking lot has this mountains of snow, and I can't believe it. I feel like I'm in the Himalayas. Robert Keane, thank you very much. Speaking of British war films, have I watched Atonement yet? Oh, I would love to watch that. That's Keira Knightley, isn't it? And oh no, the Scottish actor. Shame on me. I've forgotten his name, but it'll come to me. I would love to watch Atonement. And it's got Saoirse Ronan, isn't it? When she was a little girl. I think it was her first movie. So thank you very much for reminding me of that. And Joshua, thank you for the donation. I have seen Dunkirk. I did see it. I saw it twice. I saw it twice in a row, actually. I went to Dublin by myself, and it was a rainy evening, and I thought, oh, what shall I do? And Dunkirk was playing at the cinema, so I went to see it on O'Connell Street, and it was so good. I went to see it the next night as well. I should have been having pints in Temple Bar, but instead I was watching Dunkirk. I thought it was a very moving, excellently done film. Yeah, really good. So sorry I've watched that one already. But my love for Dances with Wolves, I know it's a favourite of so many of you. And gosh, just the setting for me, like the setting around the Civil War, that history really intrigues me. And I love any story that's got a narration. And that narration from John is done throughout the movie. I loved his sketches, his diary entries, his even the beginning bit when he's kind of on a suicide mission, and he flings his hands up when he's riding Cisco, and the soldiers save his life, but it was so willing he felt he was at the point where he's got nothing to lose. So when he goes off and isolates himself, he's just an intriguing character. And then I love his relationship between Two Socks and Cisco. And it's not only the animals who gain his trust, but of course the Sioux tribe. And that was a real beautiful slow burner to witness. We watched it with such trepidation and thinking, oh my God, is he going to be attacked? Because you kind of think, they've got a right to be wary of him. And then it was Kicking Bird, wasn't it? He was just like the shaman, and what an amazing character. I loved it so much. And it had nice little bits of humor, like just enough woven into the movie. And how his relationship develops, but in particular with Kicking Bird. I loved it. Dan, thank you. Oh, Dunbar, not Dunbar. Yeah. It's a close shave. Dunbar. And because it was based on a book, wasn't it? I was just about to say, I wonder if that was a real person, but that movie very nearly didn't get made, or the book never got written, wasn't it? I don't know if you know the backstory of it, but Kevin Costner just sort of championed his friend, and good on him. I love that movie. And Tony, thank you. Hey, Kate, here's looking at you, kid. Tony, thank you so much. That's a really kind, generous donation. Thank you. And Casablanca was just the most glorious black and white film to watch. And I loved it so much. And when people quote it now, I'm like, I know what you're on about. Dances with Wolves. I've got a list here of, oh yes, I want to say that hearing the language, the Lakota language spoken, that was such a treat. And it felt like a blessing because, well, for such obvious reasons, I feel like those languages of all the native tribes of North America, not many people, as many people can speak them now, which is it's a travesty, isn't it? So in the film, when you can hear the Lakota spoken, and I just couldn't believe it. I loved it. And then Standing with a Fist was such a wonderful character too. When we first discovered her, I was like, oh my God, who's this white woman? And we learned about her story as well. So when her and John fell in love, it felt truly like fate, and they were meant to find each other. And John's identity with the community, he felt far more at peace with them than he ever did before. I just love that message, really. Oh yeah, the buffalo chasing scene. Couldn't believe watching it. It was, I knew they wouldn't have hurt animals, but at the same time, it was done to look so realistic. I just thought, how are they doing it? How are they doing it? It was like an amazing David Attenborough documentary, but full of action and purpose and excitement. And then, yes, I watched the making of it after the film, and they spent loads of money making the fake mechanical buffaloes to take the brunt of all the crashes. But yeah, it was done just so well. I've never seen anything like it actually on film when you combine nature. So, oh yeah, and then how could I forget the ending of Dances with Wolves? When Smiles-A-Lot returns the diary, because you think the diary's lost, in the stream, and then everything's still intact. And then it's wind in his hair. Oh, again, I might just cry when he's at the top of the mountain on the horse and he says, "Don't you know you are my friend? You will always be my friend." And the fact that there was quite a bit of tension between the two of them at the start, and then at the end, he's just so proud of his friend. It's just so touching and moving. I adored that film. And then afterwards, I wanted to watch all the, the Oscar nomination and the Oscar-winning speeches by Kevin Costner, and it was a lovely film to sort of deep dive into afterwards as well. And I can't wait till the next time I can watch it. So I just thought before I move on to number 5, I would do a quick recap. So we had number 10, Dumb and Dumber, 9, 12 Angry Men, 8 was Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and 7, 1917, the war movie, and then 6, Dances with Wolves. So at number 5, oh, are you ready? It's our man Mel. It's Braveheart. Braveheart made number 5. It was so difficult, I must say, like the top 6, it was so difficult to decide what one should be what. And I was mulling over it for days and days, but like Braveheart, it's gonna get emotional now as well. Like, first and foremost, the music. When I see the poster, I hear the soundtrack, and yeah, James Horner, he did something really special with the sounds there. And I know he loves Celtic melodies, but just in particular, I'm thinking now of my Spotify playlist that I added it to. Is it The Secret Wedding? And then it was, what's it called? It's something of a thistle, Leaf of a Thistle, I think. Those two songs are just like, they send chills down my spine. I adored this movie. The costumes, the setting, so intriguing. I know, obviously, it kind of like took liberties with true history involving William Wallace for sure, but overall, it was such an amazing window into that time period. And for myself, I say at the start of the movie, I've got Irish grandparents. So, oh no, the iPad died. Sorry. That's my fault. I should have charged it better. But for myself, with the Celtic background, William Wallace, I knew his name growing up, and the Scots in the movie were very much, hunted down in the same way the Irish were. And the love story, I know a lot, it's all fictional, I know it is, but the underlying themes of it are really, ring true. And the love story between Murray and Wallace was one of the most beautiful ones I've ever watched on film. Man with a plan. I love a man with a plan. Thank you so much for the donation. How kind. Open Range would be a good pick. And it's a Robert Duvall movie. I really like the character he played. That's a lovely suggestion. Thank you. And Bruce, Harrison Ford, The Fugitive. Yes, I want to do that for the channel. Absolutely. Thank you. And Sylvester Stallone, Cliffhanger. Kate is great. Thank you very much. That's so kind of you. I did see The Fugitive on one of the, when you go through all the films, and I thought, yeah, that would be a great one to watch. Good on Harrison Ford. Thanks for the support, guys. That is so lovely. I've written the detail of Murren and William meeting as children, and she gave him the fabric, and it's that innocence, and he kept it all those years. Loved the notion that his uncle was very well versed in languages, and he had gone to Rome and took William with him. So it was just like, I love that element of William being enriched in his teenage years, I guess. I mean, it was obviously rubbish for him that his father was murdered, but like, he was then in a position where he received a better education than anyone else. And then he came back and helped use it for good and nourished everybody else with his stature, and his accomplishments were sort of, what am I trying to say? His accomplishments couldn't have been possible without the sort of individual upbringing he had. And though his father died, I feel that really gave him the drive to achieve what he did and be so courageous. You know what his father said to him? I didn't write this down, but his father said, have courage to follow your heart. If any of you can remember the actual quote, do say it in the comments. But just the message, he carried it throughout his whole lifetime. And then, well, of course, the ending was just absolutely tragic. But the action in it, the betrayal, like when Murren was killed as well, it's just absolutely awful. And then the way he got his own back was exceptional. I love the cast. I love that his brother, Mel's brother, was in it as well. He played the Irishman, and that was nice to see. I didn't realize that whilst watching it, but afterwards I clocked it. And Brendan Gleeson as well. It was such a lovely cast. The Queen as well. She was an amazing character in the movie. I know in real life she was only 9 years old back in France, but like for the movie, she was a great character. And I loved it when she whispers to the king, I'm pregnant. I shouldn't say, I said I'm a child, didn't she? And that like sent him to his death. So that was so satisfying. But I loved how noble she was and understood what was the right thing to do. Yeah, I loved the king. He was just the perfect villain. When he throws the boyfriend out the window too. Oh, Dan, thank you. Oh, Dan, I knew you would remember it. I knew it. Thank you so much. Your heart is free. Have the courage to follow it. That's it. It's just such a beautiful quote. I could have tears spring to my eyes just remembering the importance of it. Thank you. I'm just realizing there's a little problem with YouTube. YouTube is so fickle, isn't it? So people are struggling to join. They're not able, let's see, they're not able to access YouTube and they're getting kicked out. So that's such a shame. I'm going to hang tight for 2 minutes and just wait until I continue with the list and the countdown, if that's cool. Dan, thanks so much for posting that. Your heart is free. Have the courage to follow it. Let us all remember that in times of wobbles. God, I love that movie. Yeah, I hope YouTube sorts itself out. How dare it do this to me, to us. Do you know, I will just say, before starting the channel, I was so not good with technology. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm good now either, but I've had to learn how to navigate it all a bit better. But that's also a nice thing to learn, I suppose. You kind of realizing these things you can do, which I've always been a bit nervous about, technology, I guess. So I hope it doesn't fail. YouTube is okay in the USA. That's good. Let's read some of the comments then. Temple of Doom is the indie film I somehow watched the most of as a kid. Do you know? Oh, yeah. Well, Indiana Jones didn't. Well, I don't want to give away the rest of the movies, but that I've chosen. But I did love Indiana Jones. It reminded me as well of how much I loved watching The Mummy as a kid. It had that same just adventure-packed feelings. And is everyone excited for? Is The Mummy? Is it The Mummy 4 that's going to be coming out this year or next year? I think it might be next year, but I'm excited for that. I can't sign in on my TV at all. Oh, YouTube is on slow mode. I'm sorry that's happening. Oh, we're found. Oh, how very generous. Don't get us wrong, Kate, but we all think that you are beautiful, intelligent, and sweet. Oh, thank you. You can make me blush. And also one of the best YouTube reactors. Thanks. That is so kind of you to say. I'm very grateful. Thank you. That's kind. I'm wondering if it's going to kick in a bit better now. Eyes Wide Shut. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. I want to watch that film, especially with everything that's happening in the news. It keeps coming up on my timeline, and it's definitely something I would like to see. Oh, thank you, Harry. Thank you. You might want to try Children of Men. Yes, that's a movie I want to see. That's Clive Owen, isn't it? I love Clive Owen. Some incredible long shorts, just a masterpiece of filmmaking. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a great mention, and it's kind of dystopian as well, isn't it? So everyone watching, just so you know, I think I'm going to wait until past to carry on. I realize some people are still struggling. So if you can stick around till then, that would be really, really wonderful. I just 8:30, which is 8:30. So, and then I'll carry on. Yes, sorry about that. Now, I'm love reading the comments. The Sting. I've not watched that. No, I haven't. I would love to see it. The Sting. Who's that got in it? I feel like that's got someone who's been in the news recently. Yeah, people are putting their thumbs up for Children of Men. Oh, and Her. Oh yes, that's fucking Phoenix, isn't it? And does he fall in love with a computer or a robot? I love him. I'm just gonna take a charger and put it into the iPad to try, and that'd be good if that wakes up. Lemurian Joes, thank you so much. So 500k next. Oh, can you imagine? Also, I'm throwing Amadeus onto the suggestion heap. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. I've seen Amadeus fairly recently. I loved it. I loved it so much. And it's got the what's his name? But he voices the Hunchback of Notre Dame in the Disney movie. I thought he was great in it. And actually, you say 500k. Popcorn in Beds, of course, reached that incredible milestone, didn't she? Cassie reached 500,000 subscribers quite recently. Really pleased for her, like so pleased for her. That's absolutely amazing, and this niche is growing too, which is very exciting. And I feel like more and more people are appreciating new movies, and then of course that gives, as you guys know, gives you a chance to see the movies you love with like fresh eyes. So it's nice the niche is growing, and Cassie did amazing. Nice reading. More and more suggestions. Off topic, but do you have a favorite band? Oh, do you know there aren't that many bands now, like new bands anyway, is there? Which is an absolute travesty. For me, it's a reggae band called Morgan Heritage. They're my favourite band. I love them. They're all siblings actually, and the lead singer Peter died maybe 2 years ago, which was like a real shock. But Morgan Heritage, they've got some beautiful songs, and I managed to see them in London before Peter died, so that was really special. Yeah, good old reggae band. Original Toddzilla, thank you so much. That's very kind of you to donate. I'm sure you get it all the time. But to us in America, your accent is beautiful and distinguished. Thank you very much. How kind of you to say. My mum will be pleased you said that. She's always trying to get me to enunciate. Yvonne, thank you. That very generous. Thank you, Kate. I recommend you watch Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. Point Break, nice, excellent movie. That would be great. I'm trying to think if I watched Patrick Swayze because I've not seen Dirty Dancing. Oh, I have watched him in Ghost. That's true. And then Keanu Reeves, I absolutely love him. What a good man. What a good human. Thank you so much. Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, shame on me. Like, I'm a Brit and I've not watched Pride and Prejudice. And that's something I would like to do for the channel at some point, is watch all the Jane Austens, or at least, Sense and Sensibility, Emma, Pride and Prejudice. I would also love to watch just some of the old British, like Shakespeare in Love, things like that. Can't wait to watch those. Just like anything with Emma Thompson in it. I love her. So that'd be nice. Yeah, really nice suggestions from everybody. Just 2 more minutes and then I'll start it off again. Phantom Thread with Daniel Day-Lewis. I've not heard of that, but I love Daniel Day-Lewis. That could be a great one. And I feel like I'm watching more Keira Knightley these days, which is good. Sorry, I'm just going to go back to my movie posters. Have you not done Hot Fuzz? I'm sorry, I watched Hot Fuzz like years ago and I loved it. But maybe Paul, that's the one with the alien, isn't it? That would be quite good. Okay. Oh, The Untouchables, Electric Paradise. That's like one of my favorite movies ever. The French one, yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Everyone, if you've not watched that movie, and maybe you might not dig subtitles, but I'm telling you, it's worth watching for that movie, The Untouchables. Dan, thank you. Kate, have you started any new hobbies since you've been in Canada, or picked up on some old hobbies? Oh, that's a nice question. Thank you for the donation. I should use my time better, really, since I'm, we're not snowed in, but with the weather, can't go out that much. So I'm trying to cook a bit more and get better at cooking. That's always been something I've not struggled with, but in England, a lot of like the kitchens are tiny because the houses are so small. So when I've been in like living with friends and whatnot, you can't linger in the kitchen. You've got to be in and out. So that's my excuse anyway. I haven't become very talented at cooking. So I'm doing that, and I'm trying to paint a little bit more. I loved painting as a child, and I went into Dollarama the other week and I bought a paint by numbers. So that was quite satisfying to do. And I went somewhere where you can paint pottery, and I did a little bit of that and painted a nice plate. So yeah, it feels really good to get back into it. And then I'm reading as well, trying to pick up my John le Carre book a lot more. Thank you. So I'm just going to carry on with the list. And I got to number 5, discussing Braveheart. And like I said, the top 6 films, it was so hard to put them in numerical order. But with Braveheart, I loved the wedding scene between William and Murren in secret. And yes, the music accompanying it. And it was just so simple. And their love was truly for them. It was eternal. Their love was just eternal. And Murren realizing that William was the boy, and he kept the fabric. Oh, just, it was written in the stars. And then at the end, when William's, being tortured on the table, and he sort of like, looks, and then when Murren appears in the crowd, she is an angel, and that whatever fear he might have felt, it's completely diminished the minute he sees her. I found that like beyond beautiful, and but upsetting as well, but also calming, because you knew he would die and meet her in heaven. So gosh, I love that movie. And the revenge was sweet, the revenge he got for Murren's death. And then as well, it was shocking to learn Robert the Bruce, the father, betrayed the plan. And I loved Robert the Bruce's acting. His character he went through his own troubles, and yeah, I just loved the scenes with his father, because his father had leprosy, didn't it? So it was just this difficult relationship, and Robert finally stood up to him. And then at the very end, what does he say? You bled with Wallace, now bleed with me. Oh, and you can see it like in how he rides the horse and his shoulders, and he feels maybe not as good as William, and is he worthy to lead these men? But he does, and then it's Brendan Gleeson's character who throws the sword, and they're in it now, they're in it together, and then of course they won. Oh, I just loved it. The ending was fantastic. And of course the speech William gives when he's on the horse with the sword as well. Freedom! Oh, I love it. The ending as well. The ending was pretty shocking. Watching it, I wasn't sure. I thought they were castrating him, and then I learned they were taking out his intestines, and oh gosh, just absolutely awful. And it was violent, but it needed to be, I think, that violent for the audience to realize what happened, and what happened to him as well in real life. That part was true, at least. I just loved it. I loved the script. And I know it was the Picts a couple of centuries back who painted their face blue, but I just loved that part of it, even though it wasn't historically accurate. I just loved the difference between the British soldiers and the Scots. And then I loved it when the kilts flew up and they were patting their bums. It's just like, oh, it was silly but brilliant. And then of course when the Irish go to fight them and then they meet in the middle. Oh, absolutely terrific. Just remembering it now. So good. Oh, I just want to say thank you to Ryan. Thank you, Kate, your absolute favorite movie reactor. When you laugh, I laugh as well. Thank you. That is so kind. I'm glad I can make everybody laugh when I let out one of my raucous laughs. Please continue being our sweetest movie date. What a lovely message. Thank you. It's funny, my girlfriends, if I laugh suddenly, they will jump a bit, and I've known to make people jump on public transport when I find something really funny. So we're going to move on to number 4 on the list. Here we are. I got the I'm going to do Play Panda, thank you. That is very kind. The Train 2, Harold and Maude 3. Oh, I've heard Harold and Maude is great. The Third Man, all worth the watch. Yeah, and The Third Man, that's an older film. Is that a 40s film? I feel it might be. My wife and I love your channel. How nice. Thank you. That is very kind of you. I love that you can watch it together as well. That's really cool when you've got the same hobbies as each other. Thank you very much. So the rundown, I'll do it again in case people were logged out and now they can log back in. 10, Dumb and Dumber. 9, 12 Angry Men. 8 was Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. 7 was 1917. 6, Dances with Wolves. And 5, Braveheart. And now number 4. I wonder what you'll think of this. Tombstone. Oh my gosh. Look at Val Kilmer. And Russell, just absolutely gorgeous. This movie, I had no idea how flipping awesome it was. Oh gosh. And I was looking through the movie as well, I think earlier this morning. Let me go to my notes. Just the script just blows your socks off. Wyatt Earp, he was ferocious and full of justice. And do you remember the scene in the saloon when he slaps the guy who's messing around? It's just like badass to the core. But you know his quest is a righteous one, so you can get behind him all the way. Loved his moustache as well. Just his conviction, his acting. I loved his twinkly eyes as well. I loved the scene at the train station. I had to play it again this morning. The shootout when he says, sorry about that accent. The Cowboys are finished. The law is coming. You tell them I'm coming and hell is coming with me. Oh, just when he says it, you're like, ah! And then the storm. Do you remember the storm happens and the weather is just like echoing this vengeance that's about to rain down on the Cowboys. And I had so much fun watching that film. And of course, Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday is one of my favorite characters ever I've seen in films. He just like placed himself sweetly in my heart watching that film. Yeah, Val Kilmer. I should like to watch more of his movies, but I know nothing can top the performance of Doc Holliday. He was majestic and brave, and he was a true thespian, just with all his southern mannerisms, like "You're a daisy if you do," and then of course at the end when he says, "I'm your huckleberry," and then he steps out. That scene, I couldn't. It's like I couldn't believe my eyes. I kind of wanted to do that. Because of course you think it's going to be Wyatt, and then it's not, and it's just the greatest moment ever for me, like in westerns at least. That can't be topped, that moment. And I love the theme of like the theatre happening in the movie with the traveling thespians, and so we've got that, but then they're putting on a show, and it's it's Josephine, isn't it? Is the love interest of Wyatt Earp. They're putting it on, but then Doc is just naturally entertaining in that way. And I think it's because he just wants to please other people, I think, and be a good friend and be included. And there was so many great things about him in the saloon as well, with the pistol tricks. That was outstanding. Speaking Latin as well, and just I loved it as well when he said the last charge of Wyatt Earp and his immortals. The script for the whole movie, I can't even tell you. As well, for me as a Brit, I felt like I'd gone in a time machine. Gone in a time machine, and just I was relishing the Wild West and the the bromance of it as well. The friendship of these men and the brothers, and Bill Paxton as well. And then I should have written it down. That amazing actor, that older one with the most incredible moustache. He's always got a moustache. The one I'm thinking of. The men together just said so much about how important that is in your life. And at the end, when Wyatt gave Doc Holliday the book he'd written, and then on the deathbed, Doc saying, "Live for me." It was beautiful. I loved the shootout in the middle of at daytime in the middle of the street. Loved on the horses as well, like when at the very end when they're shooting and then doing all the stunts and like leaning forward in front of the horses flank and then shooting, and then the two of the men like shaking hands while still galloping at 40 miles an hour. It was so incredible. I'm seeing now Sam Elliott. Thank you. Exactly, Sam Elliott. Just brilliant in that role. And then I love Sassy Josephine. And when her and Wyatt were riding the horses, and then of course nothing was easily given. It was pretty what's the word? Immoral, I suppose, because he did have his wife, and she was. I'm remembering now, was she a drunk, or was she? I think she was in pain, wasn't she? So she was doped up on opium, like just taking the drugs too much, and it made them become very distant. So you had that at the back of your mind. You thought, but then him and Josephine were so sweet together, and she kind of went after what she wanted as well. She was a very strong figure as well. Just reading it, lots of people got love for Tombstone. Yeah, a lot of you saying it's bunkers history, for sure. I think the characters existed, didn't they? But their stories were ever so different. I did a little bit of researching myself afterwards, but I do like that too when a writer or screenplay and the director are inspired by these real characters, and then I suppose because it might be easy to follow their lives, how they actually played out, or maybe they wanted to add more excitement or tone down some things. So that's okay. Oh, Bruce, thank you so much. Another donation from you. Very kind and generous. Let's see. Johnny Ringo was Reese in Terminator. Yes. Kate is bestest. Thank you. Johnny Ringo. Exactly. The cast was great. And it was funny to see him in his cowboy hat when you think back to his role in Terminator. Was it John O'Connor? Yeah, I think it was. That was a great movie. It didn't make my list, but I did love Terminator. And then just overall with the movie, the rivalry of the sheriffs and the cowboys was legendary. Because also growing up, you think the cowboys are like, I know they're like a law unto themselves, but you do always champion them and think they're the coolest. But then this movie sort of showed how awful they were, especially the start with the wedding scene. And then, they ruined the bride's day, and how important the sheriffs were. And of course, the sheriffs weren't like totally law abiding in a sense, but they had to hold order in the towns, and I truly loved it. I'm realizing how much I adore Westerns from the channel. So yeah, Tombstone had to be number 4. So, okay, I'm going to move on. But first, a donation from Snowtail. Thank you very much. He said, as far as Star Wars go, now that you've seen Rogue One, you've got to check out Fanboys. Okay, I'll note that. Rogue One was excellent. So anything else that sort of like feeds off of that Star Wars world, I'm down for. Thank you. And I wouldn't mind checking out some of the series as well that's to do with Star Wars too. So, oh my gosh, number 3, are we ready? I don't know what you think I might have chosen. Maybe you know. Maybe you have an idea. But it is Glory. This movie. It was very special to my heart. And look at the cast. Damn, such amazing actors. I loved the story. The director, Edward Swick, he's like one of my favorites ever. Legends of the Fall, Glory, did Blood Diamond as well. And James Horner did the music too. It's just like match made in heaven. And yeah, a lot of you love Glory. Again, I'm going to try and get through this without crying. So it was my introduction to the 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment. I knew that black soldiers were used during the Civil War, but I had no idea about the struggle that they faced, how they were treated, the battles they went into. None of that I knew, but it's a time period that appeals to me to learn. I want to learn more about that time period. I think that has stemmed from, sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. I think that stemmed from being a child and loving Little Women. Excuse me. And then her father, like the March family, the father is fighting for the North during the Civil War. And actually in Glory, the word, I'm going to have to try and get this right, transcendentalists, that was mentioned in Glory, and I didn't know what it meant. And then I realized, it was a group of people who discussed, I suppose they discussed philosophy and human nature and how humans should be free and whatnot. And the March family, they were meant to be transcendentalists. And then Louise May Alcott, who wrote Little Women, her parents were in real life as well. So that, and just Massachusetts, being set there in Boston, I really want to go there. I must go there as an adult. Just a lot of that history appeals to me on a personal level, and I've wanted to research it more and more. So Glory was a great introduction to it. And Robert Shaw, lovely that he, was a real man and his soldiers were by his side the whole time. The movie starts, of course, with the the introduction and setting it, and then the narration, which is through the letters. And I just love, I love movies where someone's keeping a diary in a journal, and then somehow it gets found decades or centuries later, and we all learn from their personal point of view for the story. But so Robert's character arc was stunning. Obviously, he came from a very privileged, wealthy background, and then he might not, I don't think he understood the plight of the soldiers, but he soon got behind them. I love the scene where he realizes they don't have shoes, and the boots are being, kept from them. Like, what the heck? When you learn that, you're just like, you can't believe it. And then he fights for them, and then of course they're not going to get paid, so they can all leave, the soldiers can leave, and then you wondered who left overnight, who did. And he comes around the corner, and then the music starts, like that violin piece of music, and they all are there, and you just know like they're in it together for real. Loved Morgan Freeman in that film. I've written it, I'm gonna cry now, right, like reading it out, but when they're around the campfire and he says, we're going to ante up and kick in like men, like men. And it's like the conviction of him delivering that line. Oh, I love it. It just says so much. I mean, whoever wrote, I should have made a note who wrote the script and did the screenplay, but it was something special. And then, of course, Denzel Washington's character, Trip, he was complicated and cruel, but you soon learn piece by piece why that was. And we all had compassion for him during the whipping scene. And he won an Oscar for that role as well, so righteously deserved. And then, his tear coming down. It was such a captivating film. And it just got better as it went along. And then the beach scene, I've made a note how Robert is contemplating his life, and I think his men, and knowing what he's asking of his men. And then remember, he lets the horse go and he slaps the horse, and the horse bolts down the beach without a rider. It's just so poetically filmed. And the last fighting scene, when they got to take the fort and they got to fight and go up the sand dunes, and you think, there's no way in hell they're going to survive this. And then, I didn't mention Thomas, but, Thomas was such a wonderful character too. And he had a steep learning curve, and then his fighting becomes so much better. And, he's quick with the musket, and he manages to save his skin, but then he gets killed, doesn't he? And he can't carry the flag, and then Trip takes up the flag. And it's just so moving. And I guess their flares going off, and it's dark, and all you can see is just the traces from the guns, and it's amazing, their sacrifice. And then I loved, it's heartbreaking, but I did love how it was filmed at the very end when they're running, and then they face the opposing army, and they're all sort of together, and it almost looks like someone could take a photograph of them all. And then it ends, well, the movie doesn't end, but like you realize then that's them giving up their lives. And then when they have the mass grave at the end, and Robert's character like falls into the sand dune next to Trip, and he was buried with his soldiers, it's just so beautiful. And then I think at the end they say that his parents were so pleased and knew he would have wanted to have been buried with his fellow men. And his father in particular was extremely proud of him. And then it shows the statue, the beautiful bronze statue that I think it's in Boston. Is it in Boston National Park? Not National Park, but Boston. Maybe it's in the university grounds, but it is there, isn't it? It's in one of the free parks, so anyone can go and see it. And I would really like to see it someday. So yeah, Glory was just it was fantastic. I couldn't believe I was lucky enough to watch that movie for the Channel 2. It was recommended to me, and I'm so glad I watched it. Yeah, it's nice reading. Oh, Boston Commons. Yeah, it might have been Boston Commons. Very good. Oh yeah, someone's mentioned Dead Poets Society. Yeah, I've not watched that movie, so that would be a nice one to watch. So what are we doing now? Top two. Who's got number one spot? I am going to share with you the second best movie. This was tough. The tough choice. This movie, well, I'll show you the photo and then I'll obviously talk about it. Rocky 2. This movie, Rocky. Like, how wonderful is this film? You don't have to be a fan of boxing to enjoy it, let me tell you. Everything about this film, everything about Sylvester Stallone, his personal journey, how he triumphed coming out of absolute, poverty, having nothing. He had to sell the dog he loved, and then made Rocky. It was a massive success, and then Rocky 2. It was just like the creme de la creme of sports movies, but like after watching it, you realize it's just the most endearing, astonishing love story. Him and Adrian are goals. Goals, I tell you. It started off like the recap as well. That just got me going, how it recapped the end of Rocky. Oh, thank you so much, Carol. That's a lovely donation. You said congrats on 50K. Speaking of Boston, Seattle won Super Bowl against New England. Yeah, they did. Am I excited for the 2026 World Cup in the summer? Yes, I am. I can't believe that's going to be here before we know it. It's always exciting to see the fans, isn't it, of like any sporting event, and also the games. Like, come on, England! But I love supporting other countries. I love as well, and it'll be cool to see who gets. I don't know how they do or gets picked out of the hat. Who goes up against who, but I think it's going to be exciting and it'll be a positive buzz around the world, and I think we really need that right now. So I am looking forward to it. Thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, sporting just brings us together, doesn't it? On a whole other level. And Rocky 2. The recap was stunning. And you realise too what a worthy opponent Apollo Creed really is. And then Rocky has his dip, his self-confidence goes, and that was very relatable too. I suppose you think, oh my God, he's going to be flying high, and then he's just used for corporate greed and loses his way, which we can all kind of understand. And then of course him and Adrian get married, and that was a tender scene. It was so beautiful, and I'm glad they took time in filming them, especially after the wedding. It was just like pure of heart, super sincere. But then you want to shake Mick and be like, stop spending all your money. You don't need flashy this, flashy cars, flashy watches. But I guess watching it, we all sort of think, oh, maybe I would make the same mistake. I go to town a bit, and then it's Mickey who picks him back up and makes him believe in himself. And again, that mentor character in any film, I love it so very much. I think because on a personal level, it reminds me of my granddad. And also for me in sport, any older coach I've had, I've seen it as like, a sort of replacement of my granddad in a way. Or if I've had like a job where I'm learning from someone who's older, that as well as like such a beautiful mentoring relationship that when I see Mickey in Rocky 2, I think of all these people who have had a positive influence on me. And he's a just great actor. Everyone acting in it is, you forget it's a movie, really. Yeah, Mickey doesn't give up, and then Rocky gets back into it, and then the best part is the montages, and it wouldn't be Rocky if it didn't have a montage. And this is the one where he's running through the market, and I can't work out still if people were like aware the filming was happening or whether it was just like before you know it, someone's running through the camera. It's very authentic. And then, mind you, then the kids all follow him, and he's going up the steps in Philly, and punches the air, and he gets to the top, and you feel like a champion along with him. Just Rocky 2. I loved it. And Apollo Creed is such a wonderful character as well, because you're so inclined to hate their rival and think the worst in them. And then it shows the true idyllic sportsmanship relationship when the opponent is such a gentleman and such a good character that you actually realize it means all the more when you beat them, because they do it in a fair way. And the fight at the end was something else. I love the length of it too. Sometimes these things can be kind of like swept up at the end to like get to the finale or whatever. But the fight at the end between Rocky and Apollo was like decent, and you saw, whoever did the makeup, for all the like bloody eyes and all the nose, and the two of them as well, just as actors, like they are hench. I don't know if you have that word in America, but that means like, built up like a bulldog, like so muscly. And you realize the training both of them would have gone through. I mean, they were both sort of athletes anyway, I suppose, but still, like the level of commitment to the role, it was evident and so realistic. Yeah, the filming, the bit at the end with Apollo, Rocky on the ropes, and then Apollo getting knocked down and slumping, and you think, oh my God, he's not going to get back up. He's not going to get back up. I felt like I was front row seats at the most exciting match ever. I loved it. I missed out Adrian. God, I didn't know if I would recover if Adrian had died, because they definitely played it out like she found the pregnancy too hard and there was complications, and I remember how it was phrased, and Rocky in the hospital, you think she's gone. I didn't know how I would continue filming it if she would have gone. Yeah, and then of course she gives birth to the little boy. And do you remember the hair? And I think I read that was Rocky's real child, that they used in the film to play the newborn. And then Adrian wakes up and says, "Win, win," and you're like, "Oh, that's all I need to hear." It was so good. And then Rocky winning at the end. Oh, it says, doesn't he? Apart from my kid being born, this is the best day of my life, and I just want to say, "Yo, Adrian, I did it." Like, I can't tell you how much that movie meant to me. I'm sure it meant so much to many people watching it. It was like, no matter what you were going through in life at that moment or have gone through, you are a champion and a winner alongside Rocky. That's how it made you feel. I loved it. Bob, thank you so much. That's a really generous donation. You said, speaking of Rocky, I think you would like the story of real life Rocky, Chuck Wepner. Okay, the movie is Chuck, starring Liev Schreiber. Gosh, yeah, anything that's like it influenced Rocky in real life and the real deal. I didn't know that. Thank you. That would be nice to check out. Yeah, I am more and more. I should get into boxing movies. It would be nice to do Raging Bull for the channel at some point. That would be cool. And I really, really want to watch Southpaw as well, which is obviously more of a modern one, but still, I would love to see that. Dan, you've been so generous. Thank you. I'm going to read it out. My guess. Oh, okay. Let's hear it. Guess for number one. What does it mean to be samurai? To devote yourself utterly to a set of moral principles. Oh, I tell you, it was hard choosing a number one film. It was so hard. Thank you so much for the donation. And yes, I I made so many lists and then rip out the page. No, I'm convinced that's the wrong order. All right, so number one. Let me get the poster ready. I wish I could have done a top 50, and there are many honourable mentions, which I might delve into and add some after this. But to share with you my number one choice, it is Can you see? It's a Wonderful Life. Sorry, the glare is quite strong from the lights. There we are. Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. And I know I watched this at Christmas time. It's the first Christmas movie I watched for the channel. And I know it's a seasonal film. But this movie, like, is it too absurd to say it changed my life? It's just, oh, it is. It's a Wonderful Life, you know? Frank Capra, how he made this beautiful film so quirky and timeless and full of fun and life and soul and heart. Just, I couldn't think of another film, you know. I love The Last Samurai for sure. And so many of the films were extraordinary stories, but this movie was about something so, I guess, his actions, George Bailey's actions at the end, they were desperate. But the lesson from it is something that you just want every heart that's ever hurt to hear. And to think about George Bailey and the lesson and the gentle encouragement that life would be so different if you weren't in it. It was such a tender film. I can't believe how much I enjoyed it and cried, but also felt like beyond elated watching it. So my notes I've put, you know, at the very start. Do you remember the stars? It's got the picture. It's so quirky, and yet it was made like, you know, so many years ago. But the stars, when they're talking, the angels, Clarence talking to the other angels and God, and it's like, it's just such a fun, clever way to start off the story. It really surprised me, actually, in a pleasant way. I suppose my preconceptions was that it was going to be serious because it's black and white, which was just, you know, completely thrown out the window. I don't know why I thought that. It was silly of me. Oh, Derek, thank you so much. Guess your number one. Oh, that's nice you did. That's a film you grow with to find even more treasure. Yeah, nicely said. And thank you so much for the donation. Exactly. It's a film, exactly that. You can watch it every year and it grows with you, and your reflections on life and your treasures, your own treasures of your life, they can grow more and more as you contemplate, you know, the film. Oh man. George's parents and his father's integrity, when they're sat around the dinner table. And again, it just shows, like, it just highlights how important it is, the example you set for your children. Man with a Plan, you're back. Thank you so much. If you love It's a Wonderful Life, then you will love Field of Dreams. Oh, that is one I would love to watch. Some of the other reactors that I love to follow, they've watched it recently, and it's something I would love to see. And Bruce, thank you. That's so kind. I watched It's a Wonderful Life with you 7 times. I cry with you at the end every time. It's by far my favorite movie, by far. Oh, I'm so happy you could watch it with me, and it's your favorite too. I can't I can't believe it, you know. Thank you so much. Yes, the father's integrity. Oh, George then explains his ambitions, doesn't he? And you understand he wants to go places with his suitcase and achieve many great things. And his home life is so kind of stable, and I just love that reflection of the American family there. And their maid as well. She's so sweethearted as well. The dance in the gym, that was so cool. That was, it was a high school in Beverly Hills, wasn't it? I think it's still, people said in the comments, it's still there, and it's where the gym opens up and there's a swimming pool underneath. So I just love that. Like, I've never seen anything like it before. There are no schools in England that have a swimming pool, unless it's like, you know, a posh private school. But it was just so cool to see the gymnasium. So nice. A lot of you are loving Jimmy Stewart. Thank you so much, guys. It's lovely to have your support on here. I think YouTube is back to normal now, from what I'm reading. So that's awesome. Oh yeah, George's tearful quiet prayer in the bar. Exactly. And I know from the comments, like, that is him truly reflecting on his time being, he was in the Air Force, wasn't he? Jimmy Stewart was, and it really shows the vulnerability of when you're like hit rock bottom and you're down on your luck. Bob McFadden, thank you. That is a really kind donation. Let's read it now. Jimmy Stewart's performance is even more heart-rending because it wasn't just acting, for sure. It was a reaction to the PTSD, yes, he had from his service as a bomber pilot in World War II, especially his scenes on the bridge. Exactly that. Sorry. Excuse me. He was so brave, Jimmy was, to share his true, the reflections and the PTSD and the darkness that time, like how it entered his life. And I just always think that's very generous of actors when they so selflessly put themselves forward in that way, and they tap into like probably really horrific memories, but they do that in order to bring the best to the screen. After that, I just fell in love with Jimmy Stewart. I just love him, his voice, the man he was in real life, everything about him. Yeah, the dance in the gym was fun and gorgeous, how they all fell in the water at the end. And then Mary and George's moment. Oh, tell me what you want. You want the moon? Oh, let's see the moon for you and pull it down. Oh, and then Mary does the drawing, doesn't she, of lassoing the moon, and it's like their little thing, and the whole time their relationship is so individual to the both of them, and they're so trusting of each other as well, and they know each other's heart means the best. When they're on the telephone at Mary's house, and she's on the phone to Sam, and they look at each other with such longing, and you just think, oh my God, just get together already. And then, and then they embrace, and then they get married. And I just love the bit that they're in the car, aren't they? And they've got the money for the honeymoon. And then George does such a noble thing and use his own funds to keep everyone else afloat, and realizes his community needs him. It just moved me so much, especially like, the corporate greed around the world is like staggering. And you can see at this point in the movie and this point in history with banking and how it all works, Potter was a wonderful like narcissist in the film, wasn't he? It just shows what the goodness of a man's one heart can do for his community. I loved it. And he gave it so selflessly. And then the best bit was to come when he goes, thinks he's going to this hotel, this house, and it's the dilapidated house that Mary wanted and Mary wished for. And they do the posters of Hawaii and the night porters there, and she's cooking the dinner, and she turns around and she says, "Welcome home, Mr. Bailey." And all they need is each other. It is a fairy tale played out before us. I loved that bit in it. And then the dilapidated house, and then everything is going well, but then when everything starts falling apart and you realize Potter might actually win and the money goes missing and they're trying to retrace the steps, it's just, it's such a whirlwind and you're not sure how it's going to be. And George hitting rock bottom, like you said, in the bar, it was you just want to dive into the movie yourself and rescue him. And then the bit with Clarence on the bridge, it was just quite I thought it was quite kind of a daring plot point, really, when he jumps in the water and he's rescued, but then, realizes what life would be like without him, if he had got his wish and wasn't on Earth anymore. And Clarence brings that lovely, gentle bit of humour that theme really needed, and it balanced it out perfectly. It wasn't too dark. It was just moving enough and poignant enough. And then I love the bit where he goes to his brother's grave and realizes his brother would have drowned if he had never been alive. And you think, it's not just in the last few days you got to contemplate what it would be like if you weren't here. You've got to think about your entire life. And that is a real, wow, yeah, I guess lots would be so very different if I was never here. And then, it gives you time to give yourself credit. At least George does. Gosh, I just loved it so much. And then you feel his absolute joy when he realizes, when the police come and he realizes, you know who I am. I'm alive. You know me. You know who I am. And then he runs through Bedford Falls. And I just remember it. And it's like, it's just all your Christmases as a kid rolled into one in that moment. You are just so happy for him. And if anybody's ever felt that way, George felt, I think you can watch that film and be really proud of yourself that you didn't give up. I love that movie so much. And then it's not over, is it? George runs back. He doesn't mind if he's going to prison. Doesn't matter. He's got his family and the children hug him. And Zuzu's on his back and Mary kisses him. Oh my gosh, it's just like, it's just so pleasing. Bucket 3516, thank you so much. You've written, your number one literally saved my life many years ago. Oh, that movie did for you. I'm so pleased it did. And I'm just so glad you're here with us and that movie made a huge impact on you. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. That's really kind. And thank you for sharing that with us, because it's a big thing to share and acknowledge. And, we celebrate everyone who is still with us. So it's so important. And I just love that film just tapped into that theme, or subject matter is a better choice of words, I suppose. The ending, part of me, first time watching it, thought, God, if only everybody treated George the way he treats other people. I thought that a bit. And then Mary comes back, doesn't she? And I can't even say it. She looks so pleased and proud, but also she has this beautiful smile where she doesn't want too much praise. And you can see the tears in her eyes. And she just says, George, it's wonderful. And you just know she's had her husband's back the whole time, advocating for him. And they're such a dream team. And she never gave up on him. And she knew his worth in the community. And Mary knew people would want to be there for him. And then when they tip the money out, oh my God, it's just the best feeling, isn't it? You feel saved yourself. I've never felt such joy in a film. It was amazing, wasn't it? And then even one of the, I don't know what you call it, the inspectors or the bankrupt man, he felt so motivated and swayed to even give some of his money, and everybody starts singing the Christmas hymn, and Zuzu noticed the jingle of the bell, and Clarence getting his wings, and the letter from Clarence. That's also what is gorgeous about it, the movie's kind of quirky and it shows the handwriting and the letter, and it gives you time to read it. It's just beautiful. And then Harry, the brother, comes back and says, my brother George, the richest man in town. Oh, and it's that's the lesson right there, rich in love. Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. It had to be number one. I know a lot of you adored it. Oh, yes, thank you. Donna Reed's nonverbal acting is incredible in the film. Exactly that. And you're right, it's not just that end scene. It's also like when I was watching it earlier today when when she throws the rock and Jimmy's like, or George rather, is like, what do you wish for? What do you wish for? And she just looks at him and then spins around and starts like singing. You think, oh, okay. She was just excellent in it. I would love to watch Donna Reed in more movies. It was amazing. So there we are. I'm going to do a quick recap quickly for those who've joined and not too sure what order everything was in. So the honourable mentions, it was The Exorcist, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Those were my honourable mentions. And I am going to put in there The Last Samurai as well, because that was a stunning film too. And then we're going to do the countdown. Oh, Stuju, thank you so much. That's really kind of you. So, hello, Kate. Do you have any career plans aside from doing the YouTube channel? I think you're capable of true greatness. What a kind, lovely thing to say. As a writer or journalist or working in academics, I'd be a good professor. What a nice comment. Thank you. Well, I need to get my bum off the ground with writing. I've been not as disciplined as I should have been, but I would like to take a stab at that. And Edward, thank you so much. What a kind donation. Congrats on 50k. Thank you ever so much. That is just amazing and so kind of you. Thank you. I'm very appreciative. Gosh, I feel so lucky to celebrate with you all. So it was, and I feel funny saying this because I know it's a dumb movie, but you know, it brought all the laughter. 10 was Dumb and Dumber. Number 9 was The Courtroom, drama of the century, 12 Angry Men. 8, the most emotional Star Wars episode you could think of. It was Return of the Jedi. Number 7, British war movie that made me so proud to be British. It was 1917. And 6, it was Kevin Costner's absolute masterpiece that he directed and starred in, Dances with Wolves. 5, Braveheart, freedom! And 4 was Tombstone. Oh my gosh, I'm your Huckleberry. 3 was, I just adored that movie. It meant so much to me. And it has inspired me to visit Boston, which I hope to do at some point this year. Would be nice, or next year. Number 2, a very special film, Rocky 2. What can I say? You're Adrian. And then number 1, It's a Wonderful Life. Anything from the movie? Cry. Just one more time. Isn't that just the sweetest thing? And I love that it's an illustration rather than a photograph of. Just wonderful. So thank you so much for hearing out my top 10. I'm so grateful and pleased that you guys are here. I would love to know what your top reactions were for the movie Date with Kate channel. Have you got any favorites? I want to have my eyes peeled on the comments. I would love to know, because you guys, you're all individuals and you might have different favorites. Harry, thank you very much for the donation. Oh, listen to this now. Listen to this. American or English breakfast? Now, I've got to tell you, I would have said English, but no, it's American. It's American all the way, because I've tried American French toast and it's something else. It's like with cream and blueberries, and it's all like raspberry glaze on top. American breakfast, and then the plate comes and it's just like this mountain of delicious food. So an English breakfast is great, but you know what you're getting, and it's all the same. American breakfast, I have to say. So people are saying favorite reactions. 12 Angry Men, lots of people have loved. Austin Powers. Oh, Band of Brothers, episode 9 and 10. Band of Brothers was just excellent. It really was. I'm so glad I got to watch that. Favorite reaction dances with walls. I'm pleased it was. That was a wonderful movie. Let's have a read. Oh, and people are saying their favorite breakfasts now. Yeah. Oh, Irish breakfast over English breakfast. Yeah, with an Irish coffee. Love that. I remember I went into a really posh hotel in London to use the loo once on St. Patrick's Day, and I got talking to someone at the bar, and the barman poured me a free Irish coffee, and I was most pleased. Dan, thank you so much. Already looking forward to your live for 75k. Hell yeah. I'm thinking over the summer so I can sit on my deck and sip a tropical drink while we chat. That would be so nice to do something over summer as well. And I don't know, like feeding like more summer themes and movies. And I'm just thinking 75k would be extraordinary. Man with a plan, thank you so much for the donation. I just can't do beans for breakfast. That's so funny. Fair enough. I mean, us Brits, we go nuts for Heinz baked beans. Nicholas, thank you so much. Love that. I love the emoji you use. An old young guy. Thank you so much for joining. It's lovely to see you. Congrats on 50k, Kate. Maybe your next 50k, you can buy us all a drink with these gifts we've been sending. Absolutely. Drinks on me. Thank you so much. Do you know, if I wish, you know, you could do like a meetup, almost like Ready Player One style, because that would be so cool. Nicholas Woodall, thank you very much. That's very kind. And someone's put, I love Kate's reaction to the final. Here's looking at you, kid, in Casablanca. Thanks. I'm so glad. It was really good to understand where that lovely saying comes from in the movie. Love reading these. Thank you very much. And someone's put, for a real classic of cinema, I would recommend Seven Samurai. Yeah, that I would love to watch that movie. I saw that on scrolling through the other day as well, and I thought that would be fantastic. And then next to it was is it The Hidden Fortress? It's the Japanese film that really inspired George Lucas with Star Wars. I think that was next to it, and I thought, well, that would be, if not for the channel, for myself as well, that would be cool to see. Thank you, everybody. What lovely comments. Oh, and Snowtail, wow. How kind. Can't wait to see a reaction to Godzilla. Yes, the films. Amazing. Or the award-winning Shin Godzilla or the Legendary series. So I really want to do Godzilla -1, but Japanese films are pretty notorious with how strict they are for copyright. So if I can do my best with it and get it past, you know, the back end stages, I will. But it's sad because I would love to do Godzilla. It might have to be a Patreon one, that one. We'll see. But I hear you and I know it's popular. Thank you. Dennis O'Donnell, that is so kind. Kate, when are you going to watch more Marvel DC movies? Okay, yes. So next week, I am restarting Marvel and releasing my reaction on YouTube to Doctor Strange. So then we're going to get the ball rolling again. It's going to be, you know, not Marvel for every reaction, but certainly like, you know, two or three in between, and then Marvel again, until we reach the end. So I'm very excited to get back on the horse with Marvel. So it's coming soon next week, Doctor Strange out on YouTube, which will be very cool. Someone's asked, have I seen About Time? No, I really want to watch that one so badly. That's the one with Rachel McAdams, isn't it? I think. Yeah, Godzilla -1 is getting 10 out of 10. It's having a read through now. Yes, I would love to do. I would love to do the Pacific series. Is quite a big commitment, so it's maybe something I might give when I've got more time, and then potentially do quite a few episodes into one long video, or maybe have it up on Patreon for people, and rather than put it on YouTube. But we'll see. But I know it's a big hit. Yeah, I mean, if it can't go on YouTube, when I say it's going on Patreon, is, you know, you don't have to be a member to watch the free content. I would put it up on Patreon for free for everyone to watch. It's just that's what I'm thinking now with series, because rather than it's sort of like a spread out on YouTube, I'm thinking to sort of keep it hidden, but for free for everybody on Patreon, because the you know, the algorithm is such a tricky thing to understand. It's quite crazy. Numbers as name. Love that. Thanks for the donation. How kind. For St. Patrick's Day, The Quiet Man with John Wayne. What a nice thought. Now, I know he's saying for St. Patrick's Day because it's set in Ireland, is it not? I think he goes back to Ireland. Something about that. It's a favourite film of my mum's, and she's often suggested it to me. I would love to see that. That would be nice. And Stone Cold, you're repping Tarantino. Yes, don't you worry. I really want to bring Tarantino movies to the channel. There are so many I haven't watched, so I'm excited to kick that off. For sure, definitely a couple will be coming out spring or summer. And I've got a lot of respect for Tarantino, so yeah, more of his movies for sure. It's going to be exciting. Oh, John Smith, Kate, why are you on so late? I'm not on UK time now because I'm in Ontario, Canada, so it's not as late as it is for me as it is for you. So sorry it's late in the UK. Oh, Gran Torino was awesome. Oh, thank you. That was a wonderful movie. Yeah, Gran Torino, lots of lessons in that, and I loved the sort of it tackled a lot of prejudice in the movie and overcoming that. I thought it was lovely, actually. It was a really gritty film, and Clint Eastwood was awesome in it. So people are wanting Pulp Fiction. Yes, that would be absolutely brilliant. The Equalizer trilogy. I've watched the first Equalizer with Denzel Washington, I'm afraid, so it can't be for the channel, sadly. Yeah, really nice to understand more of the Tarantino wishes. Borat. Do you know, I loved watching Borat. I have seen that quite a few times. Such a talent. Bob McFadden, thank you very much. Kate, have you considered a poll on good documentaries? Oh, what an idea. There are many good music-based docs I think you would like, such as The Wrecking Crew or Muscle Shoals. Yeah, that's a nice idea, actually. To do a poll for that. And then that's another thing I would love to do is try and do more regular, hopefully once a week, if not once every fortnight, a poll on YouTube for everybody. That's a nice one to consider, to get people to vote for the different music biops of music documentaries. Yeah, nice thought. Because obviously with movies, you forget how much documentaries are popular too, and they're so enjoyable. Thank you so much for the congratulations, everybody. Lots of good movies here. Whiplash, La La Land. I've watched those and absolutely loved them, I have to say. Someone said, when you did the Phantom Menace, your reaction to Liam Neeson's face reveal was precious. I remember that. It's because I had a matching haircut. Oh, hairstyle rather. Yeah, it was so nice to see him in that movie. I just never would have thought he was in Star Wars, so that was really cool. And this biryani, oh, thank you again. That is really kind. You said your emotions at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark and your lightsaber displays for Star Wars were so endearing. Lifelong fan of each franchise. Oh, that is so lovely of you to mention. I forgot I did the lightsabers. That was a lot of fun. Oh, I loved it. I loved and initially I started with the broom because the lightsaber was, so expensive. I didn't want to drop it. But it was cool watching YouTube tutorials of people do it and then we're trying to work out, how are they doing all this and breaking it down and then having the sponsorship was really cool. It was really a nice feeling. So I'm pleased you enjoyed it. And then Raiders, I felt like a child, like in a great way, a child watching it. I couldn't help but get emotional. So I'm glad you're a fan of both of those franchises because they are so worthy of the hype. Oh yeah, someone put those are my two favorite Harrison Ford franchises. Yeah, good. Harrison Ford is just like been involved in some flipping fantastic franchises. So lucky. I mean, he obviously puts in the hard work, but he's just so cool. Numbers are the same name. Thank you very much. Another donation from you. How kind. I'm going to read out your message. If you haven't watched it, and most haven't, 84 Charing Cross with Anne Bancroft and Anthony Hopkins, based on a true story bankrolled. Oh, by Mel Brooks, because his wife, Anne Bancroft, is involved. It's incredible. Nice. 84 Charing Cross Road. Yes, that rings such a bell. I think it's because the book has been discussed recently. And honestly, anything with Sir Anthony Hopkins, I am there. That's a nice idea. And it's cool watching these like hidden gem films, especially these actors where, they're so prominent now, but it's like back in the early years when they first started filming, you realise how good those movies are. Have I seen the movie Sister Act? Yes, I have. I love that film. People are celebrating Band of Brothers, Back to the Future, It's a Wonderful Life. Please watch every Christmas time again. Yeah. Oh, Bluebird, that's a nice message. I need to. Oh, Lawrence of Arabia, that's a great mention. So I did mention this earlier, but to tell you all now, I don't know which month, but it will be a month. It will be a month of sequels because there's many for the channel I need to watch, and I'm excited to watch. And I just thought I would do a sequel month and celebrate all the secondary ones to watch. We've got Back to the Future 2, the next Austin Powers, Pirates of the Caribbean, the second movie. I'm sure there's others on there, but yeah, I just wanted to throw them all together, boom, 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 one after the other. So that'll be coming up, which will be fun. Someone's asked, have I reacted to DC comic movies? Not for the channel. I don't even think I've watched any on my own time ever. Is X-Men's DC, isn't it? I would love to do X-Men eventually. Yeah, I would love to get involved with DC. Oh, someone said History of the World Part 1. Oh yeah, I don't know if I will, but I enjoyed Monty Python so much. I would quite like to do another one of the same ilk. That humor was just my cup of tea. It was brilliant. Yeah, MCU is coming soon, very soon, in fact. DC, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Justice League. Oh, great. Oh, good. So, yeah. Okay, then let me say I will be doing more DC this year for sure. Yeah. Oh, X-Men is actually Marvel. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for telling me that. I will be dipping into DC then. Yeah, I do want to tick some of those boxes. Oh yeah, Life of Brian, Time Bandits. That was 10 out of 10. Oh, someone's put, why don't you react to romantic comedies? I do want to. I would love to. They just haven't come up thus far, but like I'm not opposed to them at all. I would love to see a few like one I would desperate to see is When Harry Met Sally. I would love to watch that film. So oh, great suggestions, Numbers as a name. Hidden Gem. I watched that on Netflix and thought it was flipping brilliant. Sophie's Choice. I've wanted to watch that film for ages. It's beautiful and deeply upsetting. It will stick with you forever. Yeah, I've wanted to watch Sophie's Choice for a very long time. I know it's Meryl Streep, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. And I don't know anything. I think it's set in World War II, but I could be wrong. I really want to watch that movie. Thank you so much. Ten. What's that one? Oh, it's fifth. Sorry, it's my eyesight. 50 First Dates is good. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, I would love to do more comedy. I'm thinking kind of I don't know what era it would be. It's sort of the themes of like 40-year-old version, that sort of like silly comedy, you know. I would love to do more from that era. Ooh, someone put, have you seen Papillon? My favourite movie. No, I haven't, and I know that's a good one. I've heard that's a really good one. Tears of the Sun. Yeah, great suggestions. Oh, I'm I'm sorry, The Rock. I've watched Forrest Gump already, but I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, Val is watching at 4 a.m. You must be in England because you can't sleep. Yeah, you must be. Thank you. That's one timeline over, time zone rather. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, what a great suggestion. Elephant 2024. Yes, Never Let Me Go with Keira Knightley. Yeah, that one for sure. And gosh, there's another film with Carey Mulligan in it, and I thought the other day I would love to see it. Yeah, these films I would love to get to. I know because of the algorithm and like wanting to sort of push and boost the channel, it is the way you know you got to do the sort of very popular films initially and at the start, and then kind of once you're high and you pass that that hump, if you like, then I want to do more like lesser known movies for the channel, and that would be really exciting. But it is just that, you know, it's the way of pleasing and appeasing the algorithm and getting the views to like boost the channel more and more, that you got to do the popular ones, which is just, you know, which is fantastic because they're popular for a reason, and it's nice to watch them. Dan, you're so kind. Thank you very much. Kate, I watched Train Dreams last night on Netflix. Yeah. Oh my God, I'll tell you my thoughts over in the group chat. I can't wait to hear them. I can't wait to hear them. I messaged on our Patreon group chat. We love discussing all the, you know, films old and new. And Train Dreams is a new one on Netflix. I'm telling you, you've got to watch it if you haven't already. It'll be nice to hear your thoughts on the Patreon group chat, and maybe other people have watched it. But I'm telling you, sometimes some of the new films that come out these days, you're a bit like, they don't tick all the boxes. But Train Dreams was something else. So yes, that's my my recommendation to you guys. So nice reading your messages. Cheers from Prague. How cool. Oh, sorry. I'm just actually looking at myself and realizing I look like a member of Kiss. Sorry, it's because I was crying. That's another thing in the reaction. Sometimes I'll be aware I'm crying and I'll try like glance in the mirror and like, oh my god, I look like a panda. But there we are, keeping it real. Oh yeah, someone else has put Seven Samurai. Yes, and then Winter's Bone. I loved Winter's Bone. That's Jennifer Lawrence, wasn't it? And Mystic River, I think someone put. I would love to see Mystic River. There's so many films I'm hoping to cover and do. Oh yes, Lionel Barrymore, which was Drew Barrymore's grandpa. Well, great. I think it might have been great grandpa. Played Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, more Monty Python films. I would love that. So cold. You make me laugh so much. I look like a panda. The Kung Fu Panda movies are fantastic, and they make you look like a panda. Yeah, I've not watched those ones yet, actually, which is a shame because I love Jack Black. That would be fun to see. Oh, it's really nice reading your messages. Thanks for the support. Kate is punk rock. Oh yeah, Violet Foster, Old Boy. Yeah, South Korean film from 2003. The Thing is hardcore, fascinating story, dark twist, right up my street. Old Boy, wanted to watch that for a long time. Thank you for reminding me of it. South Korea are bringing out some fantastic movies. Train to Busan, Parasite. There's another one that's more. Oh, what's it called now? Passing Lives, I think it's called. But Train to Busan was flipping incredible. How they can take a disaster movie but make it so emotional in the relationships, and then that was like tremendously moving. And Parasite was like so original, wasn't it? Yeah, big up South Korea and their filmmaking geniuses. I want to watch more. So thanks for reminding me about Old Boy. John Ski, thank you. How kind. That's lovely of you to say. Thanks for great movie reactions. Thank you. Well, it's my pleasure. It's my absolute pleasure doing it. It really is. I feel tremendously lucky. Red. Oh, Bruce Willis. Okay. I watched a good Bruce Willis one the other night. That's going to be coming to YouTube fairly soon. So, stay tuned. I'm laughing at Gray. South Park the musical. She said you love musicals. I did, and I do. And I love South Park. So that would be a good. Is there a musical? South Park the musical? That would be good. Some Kind of Wonderful is a great 80s young adult love story. Reading that alone has made me think of Love Story as well. I've always wanted to watch that movie. And because I know the instrumental of the piano bit, because that's used in quite a lot of hip hop songs, actually. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is the musical. Okay. Oh yeah, the Dollars trilogy with Clint Eastwood. That would be cool to watch. One of the other ones in the trilogy. That would be really nice. Maybe a fistful of dollars at some point. That would be cool to get round to. Hello from Mississippi. Hi there. That is so nice. Everybody can join from around the world. I still think it's absolutely amazing. Like just like the internet, isn't it? How we can talk. It's so flipping cool. Hi from New Zealand. Awesome. Oh, I love it. You put a kiwi emoji. Love it. Thanks for all the entertainment and great reactions. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, it's nice. Yeah, please do let me know where you're from. That would be so cool to see. Oh, love it, from Portland, Oregon. Nice. I used to have to email Portland, Oregon all the time because the Nike headquarters are in Portland. And they used to be a client of mine back when I was a paralegal. Barrymore was a great uncle, not grandpa, exactly, well remembered. Oh, wow. Really great suggestions still coming. Got lots from America. Oh, that's wonderful. It has been on yet. Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood. Yes, so good. That movie's up on the channel. Actually, I watched that one, Unforgiven, quite a few months ago. So you might have to go back at quite a few videos, but it is on there. Great suggestion. I've wanted to watch Run Lola Run for ages. I think it was brought to my attention when I was at uni, so I still haven't gotten around to it. Run Lola Run. It's such a cool title, isn't it? It's very catchy. So nice. North Korea, Houston, Texas, Oregon, Washington State. This is wicked. Oh. Oh, I love that. Hello from Covington in the heart of Virginia's Allegheny Highlands. That sounds truly beautiful. North Carolina, Minneapolis. Oh, fantastic. James mentioned Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry movies. Yeah, I've wanted so many films I want to see, but truly Clint Eastwood is just so good at what he does, isn't he? Oh, will I be going to a World Cup match this summer? Well, I'll definitely go and see some matches in the pub, 100%. But seeing them live, I can't even fathom what the price will be. And it's football. So I support Liverpool Football Club, and then obviously I'll support England. But if it was rugby, I would actually consider seeing it live. But I just football isn't. I'm not crazy about football. Numbers as a name. Thank you, Kate. How has doing this channel? Did it say changed my life? Did it go as expected? Sorry, I'm tripping over my words now. Did it go as expected? Let me tell you. Well, starting it was wonderful to start, but sometimes I don't know. Maybe people think they'll fall into the trap of thinking, "Oh, I need all this sort of high-end equipment." Sorry, my mascara is running again. High-end equipment to get it off the ground and whatnot. And I didn't have any of that. I just had, I got an old iPhone. It's iPhone 11, I think. And so I just bought I bought a music stand, and did it. I had moved from London back in with my mum, so I just used some makeup boxes, and it was very crude design, just like a cheap ring light. Just started going from there, and I didn't think it would be as popular as it is now, like at all. And as it grew more and more, it took me by surprise, but I was just so delighted. And then I could afford, to buy a better light, buy a proper table, better microphone. to the point now it's like, much better lights, and it was all done in increments. But I couldn't believe that people were enjoying the reactions. It was so thrilling. I'm trying to think of the trajectory of the videos. So I think, it was The Exorcist that did very well, and it kind of like really took it up. I remember thinking, oh my God, a good couple thousand views. And then soon after I did Saving Private Ryan, and that went nuts. Just, on the back end of YouTube, and it was showing there's like how many views. It's like thousands of views an hour. I just couldn't believe it. And then it was doing really well, and I thought, oh my God, it's going to put me on the map. And then it got bloody blocked, which completely halted the momentum. But never, it had a day or so of time to be shown, and I just felt really excited by that, and thought, well, if that's possible, I've got to keep going. And eventually, peeled it and got Saving Private Ryan back in the playlist, and it was very exciting. And I never ever thought I could reach the point where I could hand in my notice because I worked for a law firm in intellectual property law, and I was like an admin assistant, if you like. And I loved the job, but it was hard working all day, and then I would come home and help my mum look after my grandma who's got dementia, and then I would go home, like, scoff dinner and then get ready and film. So it was quite a full day. Spider-Man, pew pew pew. Thank you. Does Bournemouth FC have a chance this year? Hey, never say never. Oh, I love that you support Bournemouth Football Club. That's so nice. Nice to hear a familiar name. Yeah, why not? I mean, some of the smaller leagues are doing all right. So let's cheer on Bournemouth. Bournemouth is on the south coast of England. It's a beautiful beach town, really nice, and the football team's not bad either. So there we are. Not as good as Liverpool. I'll just put that out there. The channel was doing really well, and then I managed to hand in my notice, which was fantastic. It just gave me so much more time to dedicate to the channel and plan things. And then of course I was moving to spend some time in Ontario, so it gave me time to plan that move. So it's just going really, really well. But now I've got more time. I want to try and to plan it more around the channel and do things like more polls on more predictable times, and then I'll use my own time as well to write, because I did writing at uni, and I just, when you work full time, you don't really have much time for anything. So gonna try and get back to writing. So lucky me, I got to say a huge thank you to all of you for making it possible and supporting me as much as you do, to allow me that freedom. And it is really cool to watch these films for the first time viewing and feel the passion from you guys. It's nice. It's nice reading your comments. So, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up because it's reaching 10 o'clock, and I know it's late here, but it's also late for all of you on the east side of the world. So I just want to say a huge thank you. I'm gonna do a quick rundown again if those have joined a bit later on. I just want to celebrate the top 10. Oh, I'll leave that. Sorry, I made my laptop shudder. So number 10, my countdown list. Like I said at the start, I wish I could have done a top 50, but it's got to be top 10 for the video. So 10 was Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. 9, 12 Angry Men. 8 was episode 6, Return of the Jedi. 7, 1917. 6, Dances with Wolves. 5 was Braveheart. 4 was Tombstone. 3 was Glory. 2 was Rocky 2. And number 1 was It's a Wonderful Life. And I am just so lucky to have you all celebrate this moment with me. I am truly delighted. We've passed 50,000 subscribers now. It's the coolest thing. And thank you guys for joining me and subscribing to Movie Date with Kate. I love our movie dates. I can't wait for the next one. Oh, and before we go, I'm David. That is so kind. Thank you. Cheers, Kate. We have been dating for a while now. I think you would love Romancing the Stone and would love your reaction to Stand By Me. Oh, lovely suggestion. Thank you, David. Yes, Stand By Me is definitely one I would love to watch for the channel. And, you know, Joaquin Phoenix is a special actor for me. And I know, you know, River Phoenix is in it. And it's a movie I've always wanted to watch and to see River play a role in that film. So before I go, I just want to say sorry for the lighting. Like, I know it's it's not the best because it's my webcam on my laptop, so it's not, you know, it's not a high powered camera. So sorry if it looks a bit dire. But I just, yes, once again, I want to say thank you so much and God bless and have a really good rest of your evening and a nice night. And I'll see you for the next movie date, which will be coming out fairly soon. Thanks, guys, for supporting me. It means the world. Take care, everybody. God bless. Bye.